What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, if you see something that you like here today, please don't forget to subscribe at some point. Those of you stopping by that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. Glad you came to see me. So today, we're talking super cheap. In fact, we're going ultra cheap. I've got 10 fragrances for you, $20 or below, that you can find online and at the rack stores. That'll absolutely get the job done in many situations throughout the year for you. Multi-seasoned. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Stay tuned. So starting off with the first one is one that I did grab last summer. If you're a fan of fresh, spicy, more herbal green freshness, rosemary dominant fragrances, with maybe a little floral touch at the bottom, I got a good one for you from Zegna. It's Z from Zegna. This is one that you can have at the rack stores for around $15, $16 for a 100 ml, $20 and below. Online, God, that smells so good. Online from discounters, eBay, Amazon, places like that. You can find this cheap all over the place. It has a unique bottle design. It looks like a silicone. You remember the silicone bracelets? It looks similar to that, but it's actually a hard plastic. But it smells very, very similar to L'Eau Bleu d'Issy Eau Fraiche from Issey Miyake. Little bit cheaper. You can get more of it for about the same price, actually a few dollars cheaper, because the 75 mLs of L'Eau Bleu d'Issy Eau Fraiche are going for about $19 from FragranceNet with the coupon code, whereas at the rack stores and places like that, you can find this for around $16, $17, and it's a 100 ml versus a 75 ml. So you get a little bit more of the same smell for your money, about the same performance, 5-hour kind of fragrance, but smells great. Very versatile, one that you can wear all through the warm weather. Hell, you can, climate control environment, you can wear year round. You can get away with wearing this to dinner, whatever you want, because it's a very fresh, spicy fragrance. Very inviting. You'll enjoy it. Z from Zegna. Next, this one is no stranger for anyone. It's quietly has a cult following, but doesn't have a bunch of popularity in the media, like social media, places like that. Not a lot of people praise it, but a lot of people have it and wear it. It's Chrome United from Azzaro. You can get a 100 milliliter bottle for around $20 online. 50 milliliter like this around 15 bucks I found at the rack store. About the same prices online. This is more of a creamy, mildly powdery tea note. Very, very relaxing fragrance. This is a very, very relaxing fragrance. Has the standard Azzaro, you know, print on the glass, the diamond pattern that they always have on their caps or atomizers or base of the bottle. They always have that diamond pattern somewhere. This is a great fragrance, and bordering the underrated territory because not a lot of people talk about it, but a lot of people have it and wear it from what I've seen. This is a great fragrance that you always, at least I always see at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, places like that. You find this one all over. It's very cheap. It's very soothing and relaxing to wear. It's a soft fragrance. It's not real aggressive. It's very pleasant, very calming. Like I said, mildly powdery, very soft, and has a relaxing tea note to it. And you can get it really cheap, ultra cheap. Chrome United from Azzaro. Next is one you probably will not see coming from me because I don't really talk about it much. I've had it for a long time. I don't wear it that often because I have so many other fragrances that smell just like it. It's from Playboy. It's Playboy New York. This smells very similar to Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, Mont Blanc Legend, that family of fragrances, Kenneth Cole Mankind, those, the pineapple and apple and tonka bean style fragrances. This smells just like them. Only difference, you can get a 50 milliliter bottle like this, even the newer style one, because this is the old style label and bottle. You can get it for around $8, between $6 and $10 online. Cheap, $8, $9, $10. And it lasts decent, at least my bottle does. My bottle's a couple years old. You know, 4 hours, 5 hours, that's decent. For $8 to $10, this is ultra cheap. But man, it smells good. Yeah, it's synthetic, but you know what? So's Mont Blanc Legend. So's Kenneth Cole Mankind. This smells pretty much just like them. And it's even cheaper than those cheap fragrances. So, word to the wise, if you're looking for something that smells really good, that will actually garner you some compliments, because it's the same scent type as Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, go with Playboy New York. Save yourself some money, because it's going to do pretty much the same job. Playboy New York. Next is an oldie but a goodie. You see these at the racks, that, once again, I say you, but I mean, I see them at the rack stores all the time. People that do videos, rack store hunting, I see it in their videos a lot. It's a classic from Versace. It's, you know, little on the fresh, spicy, and floral side, which I do thoroughly enjoy. It's Versace Blue Jeans. That's right, you've passed it up many times at the rack stores in that little blue tin. This is a great fragrance, 20 bucks. Everywhere you can find it. It's a 75 milliliter bottle, and it smells great. Now granted, you have to like a slightly powdery, little soapy in the opening, mildly floral scent. It's fresh, spicy. It's actually still pretty powerful. I get about 7-8-ish hours on skin, and it projects pretty heavy for about 2.5-3 hours. Like, it radiates off my skin. This stuff is still, to this day, pretty strong, and you can have it cheap. You know, it's a great fragrance. I know Scott, 504 Man Reviews, this is one of his favorite fragrances. Shout out to you, Scott. He loves this stuff. This is one of his keepers for life, you know. And I see why. It's a great fragrance. I haven't put a huge dent in it. I've worn it a few times, had it for a while. This is one that can easily get passed by. I actually just re-upped my mom for Christmas with a bottle of Red Jeans as one of her presents. She wears it all the time. It's one of her favorites. Ladies, same thing goes for you. Versace Red Jeans. Rack stores, 20 bucks. Great fragrances. Don't pass this one up next time. Spend the 20 bucks. You may end up loving it. And that's Versace Blue Jeans. Next is 90s in a bottle. 1 ounces like this you can find super cheap. Hell, I just found a 50 ml on clearance at Marshall's week and a half, 2 weeks ago, something like that, for $8. You can find 100 mLs for 25, but 50 ml and lower, under 20 bucks. Tommy, from Tommy Hilfiger. 90s in a bottle. Not a great performer. It is what it is, but it's very fresh, spicy. The grapefruit's good in this one, but the main thing is that cactus note. The cactus in this is great. It's a classic. Like I said, it is 90s in a bottle. It's a nostalgia smell. When you smell this, it's going to bring you back. If you're around my age group, anywhere in the high 20s to the 40-year-old range. I'm 35, so somewhere in there, you'll remember this fondly. Because this is a great fragrance that'll take you back to the early mid-90s. And it's still great today, and you can still get it really cheap. Ultra cheap in a lot of places. Tommy, by Tommy Hilfiger. Next, this is actually a good evening scent, a good date scent, because it's got a strong cardamom to it, which makes it a little powdery. It's kind of in the same vein of La Nuit de Lone, really and truly, because the cardamom is so to the forefront with this fragrance. You know, I see them at the rack stores all the time. You can get them online around 15 bucks for 50 ml. It's Guess Seductive Homme Blue. Performance is not a strong suit. You know, maybe a 4-hour fragrance, and then it's gone. But man, that beautiful cardamom. It's going to remind you of La Nuit de Lone. This is kind of a La Nuit de Lone type of fragrance on a budget. Once again, performance, not a strong suit, but for an evening out, this will be perfect. It'll be a skin scent for a little while past the 4 hours. It might stay a skin scent till the 6-hour mark, which will be great for evenings out. Nobody will even know you're not wearing La Nuit de Lone, but you're going to smell like La Nuit de Lone for the most part. This is a very, very eerily similar scent. And Ross Dress for Less always has them. Marshall's most of the time has them. Same thing with TJ Maxx. Burlington, Nordstrom Rack, not really Nordstrom Rack. Burlington I can't speak for. I'm sure they show up a lot over there too. Guess fragrances tend to get overlooked a lot, but there are some cheapy gems hiding from the line. And Guess Seductive Homme Blue is a great ultra cheap fragrance for evening wear year round. Now you can't have an ultra cheap fragrance video without probably the king of ultra cheap fragrances. Nautica Voyage. Under $20 everywhere you look except for retail. Do not buy this fragrance for retail. You're ripping yourself off. Just look online. Just type in Nautica Voyage in Google search, and there's so many places you can buy this from for under $20. A lot of places, rack stores, $15, $16. Fragrance Net, $12 to $14 with the coupon code. I don't remember exactly, but cheap and great. This is summer in a bottle. Crisp apple, beautiful, watery, aquatic, decent performer. I have some people in the comments when I mention this in videos talk about how long it lasts on their skin. I get about 6 hours. Some say it's a skin scent an hour. Skin chemistry is different for everyone, you know, and this is a newer bottle. This isn't one of the old style batches where the cap splits at the middle. One of those old powerhouse ones from, you know, 10 years ago. It's still a great fragrance today. You can still get it super cheap. I do have Fragrance Net linked below with the coupon code, so you can get your hands on most of these fragrances, and you can absolutely get this one ultra cheap. Nautica Voyage is a must for summer, and if you're on a heavy budget, it's definitely one to go with. So for a while, this was my signature scent before I really started jazzing up my collection years ago. And top note's kind of spoiling a little bit. I've had it for a long time. I do have a little 1 ounce backup bottle. I've got the travel size because I had a gift set of it. You can get it real cheap. It's going to remind you of Creed Millesime Imperial. It's from Ed Hardy. Love and Luck. Yep, Ed Hardy fragrance. See, about half of that 100 ml is gone. It still smells great. The top note is mildly spoiled a little bit, but it fades after about, I don't know, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. That wears off, and it immediately, some of the notes up top and the heart are there, and it's beautiful. It's, matter of fact, I'm gonna give myself a little shot on my hand. So right now, right after I spray it, you're gonna get the blast of alcohol. Obviously, you don't wanna smell anything right after you spray it. Most of the time, especially with these cheaper designer fragrances, it's full of alcohol and it's gonna burn your nose and mess your senses up. So give it a few seconds before you smell it. But yeah, some of that citrus has spoiled because the citrus is gonna be the lightest compound in the fragrances, any of the fragrances. And that's what you get right off the top, is that blast of citrus. If you get one that, you know, hasn't been opened and sprayed for years and years like mine, this is 10 years old, this bottle. Oh, but once it starts getting into that heart, you really smell Creed Millesime Imperial. Obviously a much more synthetic version of it, but you can get a 100 ml like this for $15 all over online. You can get 200 mls around 20 bucks. Testers for like 11, 12 bucks. 1 ounce bottles for 9 bucks. There's still a lot of these out there, and it's worth owning. I get it, the designs nowadays are cheesy. I get that, but at one time this was cool looking, but you're buying it for the juice. And I can assure you, this is a great ultra cheap fragrance that at one time was a hot designer release 10 years ago. And that's Ed Hardy, Love and Luck. Next, you know, in a list like this, we gotta have something that smells like Invictus Aqua. So why not Hollister Wave 2? These are always out at the rack stores. That's where I got this 50 ml. I saw some 1 ounce and some 100 mls recently over there as well. Decent performer. 5 to 6 hour fragrance. Smells very close to Invictus Aqua 2018 and current. And you can get them super cheap. Like I said, decent performer, synthetic, but a great freshie. This is a great summertime fragrance on a budget. You can get 50 mls for like 12 bucks. 100 mls or under 20. Online, rack stores, they're like 15 bucks. Don't sleep on this one. As an adult, don't think because you see Hollister that it's too youthful. It's just a really good fresh fragrance. Great for a casual day. Great for, I mean, I'm dressed to go play golf. Great to go play golf, outdoor events, anything. This is gonna do the trick, and it's ultra cheap. If you're looking for a good Invictus Aqua type fragrance, Hollister Wave 2. It's great. Last but most certainly not least, I'm sure a few of you were wondering how this fragrance hasn't been in this video. Well, I saved the best for last, you know, because it's one of my favorite fragrances, and it is my favorite ultra cheap fragrance. A lot of you have been expecting to see this in this video. Salvatore Ferragamo, Acqua Essenziale Blue. My favorite blue fragrance. My favorite cheap fragrance under $20 because I believe it doesn't get better bang for your buck in fragrances than this fragrance. You can find them all over. Testers don't come with a cap, you know, be warned. Certain instances, they might end up coming with the cap, but you can find gift sets at the rack stores. You can find bottles at the rack stores. Obviously, you can find this online. $15 to $25, depending on what size you want. Even $12 for a 1 ounce, but 50 ml like this, $15-ish. 100 mLs, right over 20. It's great fragrance. Great performer too. On my skin, 8 to 9 hours. Great projection for 2 hours. Then I got a mild scent trail for a few hours following. Smells like Dylan Blue with a touch, just a touch of Bleu de Chanel in it. But more on the Dylan Blue side. Not a clone of any of them. Just smells like an amalgamation of a few blue fragrances that you're familiar with in one bottle. Like I said, one of my keepers for life. My favorite bang for your buck fragrance. My favorite ultra cheap fragrance. My favorite blue fragrance. It's one of my favorites. Get the point? So definitely check this one out if you come across it. If you're looking for a good versatile fragrance that you can wear year-round in any situation, Acqua Senziale Blue from Salvatore Ferragamo is a fantastic fragrance that I always recommend trying. Well, guys, that's my 10. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. I know those of you that have watched videos before on this channel were expecting Acqua Senziale Blue somewhere. You were probably midway through the video like, I can't believe he's not going to put that on there. I just saved it for last because these weren't ranked, but I did save my favorite for last. And I will say, if you get your hands on any of these and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later because you just saved a bunch of money to smell great. Have a good one, guys.